Actually, the seizures of drugs have gone up, particularly at ports of entry, since we've seen a more secure border. Is that correct in what you've seen, that we've had an opportunity to seize more drugs at those ports of entry?
Speaking on behalf of HSI El Paso and our response to Customs and Border Protection, we're seeing increased cases as it relates to cocaine, and we're seeing increased seizures and cocaine.
We know that fentanyl death, fentanyl overdoses, fentanyl poisoning is the leading cause of death between the ages of 18 and 45 in our country. We have seen, obviously, the previous administration continue to kick the can down the road, and this administration is taking it serious, making sure that we are using every tool in our toolbox to keep Americans safe. When we look at the nexus between moving that fentanyl and drug cartels and gang members, I'd love to know from you all, any of you, how many drug cartels, gang members, the number, so to speak, do you feel like, and those agents kind of sort of working with them, do we have in the interior of the United States by your estimate?
Into the thousands, ma'am.
Wow. 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 When you are looking at the nexus and how this works, how the cartels utilize these gangs to move this product around the country, can one of you tell me a little bit about process-wise, kind of how they do that?
Ma'am, in my experience, the cartels, specifically the Mexican drug cartels, often use the street gangs in the United States as kind of their foot soldiers to carry out some of their dirty work, to carry out, retail distribution, things of that nature. I think, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record to keep going back to the Homeland Security task forces, but one of the things I think that's great about that and helps us address this problem is it allows every agency to bring their expertise to the table. I would reference, FBI's expertise in dealing with violent street gangs and that nature, HSI with the ports and with the chemicals, DEA with our expertise in cartels. I mean, I think we bring it all together to fight this fight.
China, obviously, everyone, that's been well documented. DEA more recently mentioned India. Are there other countries or bad actors that we need to be kind of putting into focus here?
India is really the only player, I think, that comes up on the radar besides China. But let me be clear, like at a much smaller scale.
Okay.
I mean, our focus is definitely needs to be on China.
And as we look at what's happening across the country right now, what do you think the next fentanyl may be? Are you seeing something that is bubbling up and you feel like has the unfortunate opportunity to kind of catch hold here in the United States? And then if so, what can we be doing to be vigilant to warn that off?
I think, ma'am, one of the more emerging threats is not necessarily a new drug itself, but the combination of drugs. For instance,